Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we're here to talk a little bit of Chiefs football today. Welcome in on this vertical live. It's just your boy Mike in the house today. Steve may pop in, who knows? He's a wild card like that. What's going on TikTok? What's up? We're simulcasting across TikTok and YouTube. That is you. So, let's see what's going on today. Shall we? We got a little Chiefs news. It's not really Chiefs news. It's kind of expected. Appreciate everybody for getting in here really quickly. It's early in the game. I'm just going to talk. What's up, Rock Chalk? What's up, brother? How you doing, man? What's up, Gerald? How are you guys? He says, how you guys? What's up? We're good. Appreciate you, Gerald. Hope you guys are doing good. You and Rock Chalk. Hope both you boys are doing well today on this Wednesday. It's not afternoon. I guess I can still consider it morning, huh? Dr. K4 says, hey, Mike, greetings from Germany. Would you do McDuffie for 13 Rams? Yeah, I would. I think McDuffie for 13 Rams would be enough that we could walk away, and I would be completely fine with just going straight up for one pick. Some people may argue that and say they want a late round, whatever, 5th, 6th. I would be fine with that too, but I think if you start getting to the 20s to the 29 range, which would be Dallas at 29, I think was what the Rams' other pick was. I would be asking for something different though, but I appreciate you watching from Germany, brother. BJ, B Johnson, I got you. Let's freaking go Chiefs. What's up, about time? Good to see you, brother. Simpson says, what up? I'm sad. We need Love at running back. Yeah, I'd like Love there too. I think he's a good running back choice, which we actually got a little bit of news on running backs today. B. Johnson says, watching from Phoenix. Heck yeah. Man, I'd love to get over to Arizona and check that out. I heard it's so awesome, but I heard the heat's so crazy it can melt your dashboard. I don't know if I'm fit for that one. McDuffie for late 20s, is that too late? No, but I think you gotta get something else there. I think McDuffie, he was drafted in the mid-20s-ish. And I think he's played above his, think about it, if you was the draft, say pick 25 in this draft, are you getting a player as good as McDuffie? That's a very tall task. So I think if you're guaranteed to get a player like McDuffie for a 25th pick, I think you gotta ask for more. What's up, Big Chief? He says it me, or do y'all think Esapole is better than Moore? I think he's got potential. I think he's got a lot of promise. Moore kind of got thrown around all crazy last year. He had to fill in for, Josh Simmons for a few weeks, and he had to go over the other way. So he kind of just went back and forth. Hopefully he gets it a little bit better. Hey, guys, appreciate you guys being here on TikTok. I see all you guys joining in. What's up, Bob? Do you think we will sign Travis Etienne? I think it's a big possibility, and that's kind of what I wanted to touch on today. We got this report this morning. I don't know if you can see this. Chiefs targeting running back help in the $8 million per year range. That was put out today. Underdog NFL put it out. Jones, which I'm not for sure who that is. Who's Jay Jones? Let's go look at Jonathan Jones. So he's an NFL insider from CBS Sports. He says the Chiefs are looking. He's got word that the Chiefs are targeting a running back help in the $8 million per year range. So where does that land? Possible guys here. And that's what I wanted to look at today. So look, we know Kenneth Walker's probably going to hit free agency. We also read yesterday that Kenneth Walker has already been offered by the Seattle Seahawks $10 million per. He's going to go test free agency. Do you think he's going to go to the Chiefs for $8 million per year if he's got a $10 million per year on the table? Absolutely not. So I think we can almost roll out Kenneth Walker III in a Chiefs uniform in 2026. I think you can do it. He's already got a bigger offer on the table than what we're reported to be offering. So that moves us down the board here. Travis Etienne is going to be asking for somewhere on the low side of $8 million. So he is the guy. If you can get him for $8 million per year, that's probably your best bet. I know that if you go to Spot Rack's pretty, they're not the greatest with values, but I will say this. They've got him at 6.8. I think with Breece Hall getting tagged, I think it now weakens the running back market, and it makes the guys at the top go for even more. And I think because of what Kenneth Walker was able to do in the Super Bowl, and you see how he dominated that, he actually looked good in the entire postseason. Travis Etienne's coming off a big year. He could get more than $7 to $9 million. So the Chiefs could offer it, but Etienne could absolutely get a bag somewhere. He could possibly get $10 million, and you could see Kenneth Walker going for $12 million. I wouldn't be surprised if Travis Etienne didn't touch kind of what Kenneth Walker could get to. Now, he's a little younger. He's about 2 years. He's 2 years older than Kenneth Walker, so that's going to hurt him. David says Chiefs don't need Walker. He can't pass block. Yeah, but I think most of these guys are. Well, I don't know. I'll say Jeremiah Love's a decent pass blocker. I don't know if he's better than Kenneth Walker, but I would say it's pretty close as a rookie already. Etienne will be fine. Yeah, I would like Etienne. Again, he may be priced out with that $8 million mark that we've seen just brought up today. It could be. Mary, what's up? Hey, how are you? What's up, Matthew? I like Algier or Dowdle, says B. Johnson, baby, from Arizona. That's what's up. Yeah, we're going to talk about both of those two in just a second. What receivers should we draft that no one's talking about, in your opinion? There's a couple guys I really like, and I'm going to talk about the draft in just a moment because I want to answer your draft questions too. There's two guys that's probably like 4th and 5th round that I think could be pretty decent. One is he plays for Baylor. I really like him. I think he's a good mid-round guy, I'll say. Yeah, I guess. I think he's probably going to go about 3rd or 4th. Josh Cameron out of Baylor, obviously. And then I kind of like Bryce Lance out of North Dakota State. Trey Lance's little brother, actually. He put on a hell of a combine performance. 6'3", 204. He's got that MVS kind of field stretcher ability. He's not as big and thick as MVS, I don't think, but you could maybe get him there. And he ran a 4.34 with a 1.49 10-yard split, so he's super fast, got really good hands. So I like that. But let's get back for 1 second to our free agency options here for running back. If the Chiefs are reportedly only going to max out at $8 million per, Kenneth Walker is presumably out at this point. Travis Etienne is borderline out. I honestly think Travis Etienne may get more than $8 million per year. Now, look, he might not. Maybe he doesn't. His market's not as big as he thinks. A lot of times these free agents go into this and there's a big projection and then something happens and it just don't pan out. So he possibly could go 8. And look, Brett Veach wants to spend 8. That's what the thing is. That's the report. Maybe Brett Veach decides, hey, if I go to 8.5, 8.7, maybe I can keep it at 8. I just got to give him a little bit more on the front end with guaranteed money. Maybe he can work something out there, or maybe he can just pack the back end to appease the numbers, and maybe Travis Etienne just really wants to come play in Kansas City. So I'm not going to rule Travis Etienne completely out. I think Walker could probably be ruled out. Etienne is right there on the fence for me. So I would say there's about a 2%, I'll say 20% chance Kenneth Walker comes to the Chiefs, which is not completely zero, but I'll say 20%. I'll say Etienne is probably about 50-50. That's where I would put him, about 50-50 that you're going to get him for that $8 million per. Now you start talking about the other guys. Fella mentioned Rico Dowdle. Okay, look, everybody, I know Steve made a big joke. Mike likes Rico Dowdle. Rico Dowdle's the greatest person ever. No, but in this free agency class, Rico Dowdle is sitting at the top of the tiers. So if you want, like it or not, Dowdle he's only 28 years old. He's got back-to-back 1,000-yard seasons. And right now he's being projected somewhere around that $6 to $7 million range. If you could pull Rico Dowdle for 3 years, $21 million, I would take that chance. I would absolutely take that chance with Rico Dowdle. He doesn't have to be the complete lead back, but he gives you a lot of the same things that you get out of Pacheco, where he runs hard. He's taken over many games for the Panthers and won them. I think he would be good to put in a backfield. Now, if you don't want to go out and get Kareem Hunt back for a year, Rico Dowdle can almost handle the short yard work. He's pretty tough nosed like that. He's like a bulldog trying to pick up those little small yards like that. So you've got that option. You can now pair him with Brashard Smith, who in year 2 should be taking on more of that Jerick McKinnon third down role. I actually think he needs more carries throughout the game. I absolutely do. So now if you can put Rico Dowdle with Brashard Smith, and now you draft one, let's just say in round 4, you was to catch a slipping Mike Washington. Maybe Mike Washington Jr. starts slipping down the board. Or you catch a Katron Allen coming down the board. Or hell, let's just say you don't even catch him falling. Let's just say in round 3, you was to be able to snag Jonah Coleman at the top of it. Katron, Mike Washington, even Emmett Johnson. Emmett Johnson's only 202, so he's not that much bigger than Brashard Smith. And they said Brashard Smith wasn't going to run or didn't play a lot last year because he wasn't that big. So I don't know if they would take another Emmett Johnson at 202. He's a little small. He's only got 1 year production. I know a lot of Chiefs fans are just fascinated with Emmett Johnson, but he's got a lot of problems. Yards after contact, he just don't pick them up. He goes down faster than any running back that I almost watched on film. Like, he averages less than 3 yards after contact, which is not good. That is low, bottom of the barrel low. And if we're wanting in the NFL, you're going to get contacted. There's no way around it. You're not going to run through many clean holes in the NFL. It's just not going to happen. So he has to get better at running through contact. So I don't know where Emmett Johnson goes ultimately. He's only got 1 really good year of production at Nebraska, so it's whatever. I think Seth McGowan at 223 out of UK, that's another guy that done pretty well at the combine. He has a lot of issues to answer for. McGowan actually got arrested, had to go to jail back in Oklahoma, but there might be a little connection there with McGowan and Oklahoma and DeMarco Murray. So, but you've got the option to take one of those guys late. I like Roman Hemby out of Indiana. I like Kalon Black out of Indiana. I think both of those guys are right around 210. I like both of them. They run the zone pretty well. So there's plenty of options there. There's plenty of options. Thrilled Panthers says Trent getting traded to the Rams. It may be a possibility, but look, everybody's forgetting that Brett Veach has already come out and has been reported that insiders with the Chiefs have said that Brett Veach plans to sign Trent McDuffie. And he even said at the combine he was going to meet with McDuffie's people this week to try to hammer out a contract extension. So I think McDuffie could break the mold here with corners that maybe you haven't seen since a Brandon Flowers or something in that second big contract. And I'm fine with it. I like McDuffie. I mean, if you can keep McDuffie around, you can lower the cap this year. He's going at about $13 million on the cap. If you can extend McDuffie for, say, 4 years, 110 to 120, I know that's a lot for a CB1, but he's a top 3, top 5 corner easily. You can then lower his cap number this year to probably $6 million, $7 million. So you're basically saving half of his money this year. I don't think it's that crazy to keep McDuffie around. I would be okay. What's up, Jacob? How you doing, brother? Oh, he says, nope, he's being traded. Just announced. What? Did I miss something? Oh, damn. It did just get announced 4 minutes ago. The Chiefs and Rams are working on a blockbuster trade that would send All-Pro Trent McDuffie to L.A. for a package that would include the 29th overall pick in the first round of the 2026 draft. McDuffie would be expected to sign a long-term deal with the Rams. Wow. So, okay. So I'll take 2 things out of this. One, some of the insiders that were blowing smoke were completely wrong. I think I can now go back and find those sources, and I can kind of scratch them off the chart and take it with a grain of salt, right? It wasn't right. All the smoke. But I will say this. Brett Veach did kind of allude that he was going to talk to McDuffie's people this week. And maybe, look, a lot of people's wanting Trent to just go play the slot. Look, he's not going to do that. He gives up half of his contract. I think he's proved he can be a number 1 guy, play on the outside. He's proved it. He does struggle with big wide receivers, no doubt. He struggles with them, but I think Trent McDuffie, deserves to be paid. And if the Chiefs aren't going to pay him, put him in a position that somebody will. I think if he goes to L.A., he gets to go back towards his home. He's maybe from that area. I think he's from the West Coast for sure. So, yeah, I'm happy for Trent if they can pull this off. And if the Chiefs can get 2 first-round picks now. But does this give Brett Veach so much ammo in the draft now that maybe he tries to pull some wild shit? Like, you think maybe, I don't know, does that, like having the 29th, does that mean you can move up with the 9th pick and maybe drop a 3rd rounder to go up, say, 3 or 4 picks and make sure you can get Jeremiah Love? Is that in play now? Like, would you really be okay to give up a number 9 and a 3rd or 4th round pick to move up a few spots above the Saints, theoretically? Wow, this is making the offseason crazy. I'll say this. The Chiefs, and by the way, I want to say I appreciate you, Jacob. I appreciate you for letting me know that, brother. Yeah, is it just, wow. This has just become like an off-season, just a wild off-season, huh? Jeez Louise. So if they send pick 29, theoretically, you're going to have to get, I think pick 29 is low for McDuffie. I think, honestly, Dallas at pick 20, I would have started to be okay with that, but I would have still wanted a round 3 or round 4 in 2027. I think getting a 29, I think that you probably get, let me go see what the Saints, I don't know why I said the Saints, the Rams draft picks. Let's go look at their draft picks this year. Okay, so they got number 13 and 29. So it's smart for the Rams because I think at number 13, you're looking at Mansour Delaney. You're looking at Jermod McCoy. McCoy has missed all of 2025 with Tennessee. He's a good player, don't get me wrong, but he's a shot, and he didn't even come out and do whatever. Mansour Delaney's got problems. He gets bullied a little bit. So if you could get Trent McDuffie for one of those 2 first rounds, I mean, they got it from the Falcons, so I think that could be something. Man, my phone is getting blown up, ladies and gents. We got like 10 different people texting, giving me the scoop on the McDuffie thing. Oh my gosh. I'm checking in on the status and asking, I'll let you know. I'll send it to you. Okay, well, we'll see where this is coming through at. We'll see. Here's going to be my projection at this point. They've got let me see. Here's what the Rams have got with draft picks. Let's see if we can figure this one out. The Rams have a round 1, 2 round 1s, a round 2, a round 3, no round 4s, I don't think. Nope, they traded round 4 away. They've got 2 round 5s. They picked up 1 from Tennessee. They've got their own, and then they've got 2 round 6s and 3 round 7s. So they've got a lot here. So here's what I'll say. If I was the Chiefs, I would have to take round 1, pick 29, and if you give me this year, if you have to play all picks this year, I'm taking pick 29, and I'm asking for the round 3 with it. If they don't give you the round 3 with it, then maybe you take both round 5s and say a round 3 or round 4 next year. I would be willing to do something like that. If they don't want to give up any more this year, I'm asking for a round 1 this year, and I'm asking for possibly a round 2 or a round 3 next year. Next year's draft is going to be a little deeper. And I honestly believe that it's worth it. The Rams, you got to think about the Rams. They've got the 13th pick or whatever. Not because of their record. Let's just put it that way. So their record, we know the Rams are going to be a playoff team more than likely next year. So you're getting a pick after like pick 24, 23. So you're probably getting a pick that's like 25 to 29 yet again. It wouldn't be crazy to try to ask for 2 first-round picks. I don't know if they'd give you that, but I think you could definitely pull off a first this year, maybe a second or a third next year. That's what I would ask for, and I would always ask, I would always go high rather than low. Look, I'm getting a phone call. Here we go. Yeah, what's up? Yeah, no, I'm on a live right now. Say hello to the live. You're on the live, brother. Yeah. So they said that they're working on it. Have they announced the deal?
Yeah, 2 minutes ago, Adam Schefter said Rams received Trent McDuffie. Chiefs get first round pick number 29, fifth round pick, sixth round pick, and 2027 third round picks.
Okay, so I just sat here and estimated almost that entire thing. Let's go. Okay, well, I'm on a live. You can jump on if you want.
Gotta go. I'll see you later.
Okay. Okay. That was Steve. He was giving me a rundown. So, okay, here we go. We were projecting the pick. Here it is. It's done. It's agreed to. The Rams are going to get Trent McDuffie. The Chiefs are going to get a first-round pick, number 29. And then, as I stated, if you're going to get something this year, you needed to get both of those fifth-round picks. Now, they didn't get both, but they got one of them, and they got a sixth. So they got a fifth and a sixth out of it, and it looks like they dipped into 2027, and they got round 3 in 2027. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a pretty good haul by Brett Veach. A pretty good haul by Brett Veach right there. Look, I'm just going to say it. Trent McDuffie is a hell of a football player, but I don't know if we could afford to pay him. And now you just got a huge, huge haul for McDuffie. But what's Brett Veach going to do with the haul, ladies and gents? Because I think 2 years, look, that Felix Anudike class with Rashee Rice, that class sucked ass, dude. He can't come out and do that shit again. So then you got to look at this class coming up. This is not a very deep class. So now Brett Veach has got he's got some firepower here. He's got an extra fifth, a sixth, well, you can use next year. So he does have another pick next year he can possibly use. So if need be, he could take the number 29, the first round pick he just got for the Rams. He could put that up with the 2027 third, and he could feasibly get all the way maybe up to the low 20s. That's not unreasonable. So now if you're looking at certain guys, you could sit at 9. Okay, look, so oh my God, this is wild, ladies and gents. Like, we're just watching this live. Now you got to look at, do the Chiefs re-sign Jalen Watson? Can you re-sign Jalen Watson? This puts another wild thing going here. Appreciate everybody on TikTok. Hit that like button for me. Get this out for more people. Just smash that like. Get it up to like 1,000 here really quick for me. Everybody on YouTube, hit that like button for me. There's over 200 people in here right now. And look, we're all talking about McDuffie. We're all trying to figure this out. We hit it live. Like, it's a good thing I went live. I've only got about 15 more minutes to sit here and talk with you guys because I got to go pick my little nephew up from school. So, Uncle Mike, he can break the Chiefs news of the day, and he can be his little nephew's chauffeur in the afternoon. That's how I do it. Trent McDuffie for a first-round pick 29, a fifth and a sixth, and a 2027 third. And that 2027 third is big. It's a 2027 third is big because that's going to be a top 100 pick, and a top 100 pick in next year's draft is going to be valuable. Next year's draft is deeper and better. It is explosive. You want to be able to move around in next year's draft 100%. So I'm telling you, man, this is crazy, and this puts a huge, huge question mark on what's going to be able to be done right now in this draft. Look, I will say this: if you guys have been following this channel, and I ask you to please hit the sub button. If you're on TikTok, follow us on TikTok, but come over to YouTube, hit that sub button. We have been saying for 2 years that Trent McDuffie, brace for it. It's possible Trent McDuffie could get traded because the Chiefs just don't do this kind of stuff. That doesn't mean we dislike him, but we said the same thing with L'Jarius Sneed, and he was gone. And I think Brett Veach got out of the L'Jarius Sneed trade just in time. I said, if you guys remember this, and I know there's going to be some diehards in here that remember this, when Trent McDuffie went down late in the season, and we had Christian Fulton, Noel Williams, and we had those guys back there running the back end, and we looked pretty good. And we looked good without a hardcore pass rush. So if you can make the pass rush even more lethal, that helps the guys on the back end. But Noah Williams and Christian Fulton when he was healthy, and Kevin Knowles and just all those guys, they did a pretty good job. And I said, this is going to hurt Trent McDuffie in Kansas City because he has just proven to Brett Veach that we don't need him to look pretty good. And I know you guys are going to remember me saying that. It happened right when Trent McDuffie got injured, somewhere around Thanksgiving, maybe a little bit after that. Dude, it played out perfectly. It's as if I was looking into a crystal ball. But all you have to do is get into the mind of Brett Veach and figure out how that little man complex works. And look, it's the same with Andy Reid. People's like, we need to run the ball 20 times. We need to do this. We need to do that. Leopards don't change their spots. He does not want to pay corners, and a corner did not get paid here yet again. This has happened time and time again. So this also leads me to believe that no matter who we go out and try to snag with a running back, and I don't even care if it's Jeremiah Love, you may see the Chiefs. Now, look, I think Eric Bieniemy is going to try his damnedest not to let this happen. But you may see Andy and the Chiefs look no different. 12 carries, 13 carries for a running back. It's all on Mahomes' shoulders, and that's the way they're going to roll with it. And that's the way he's always going to do it because that's Andy Reid. So we got to be prepared for this. When people didn't want to move off from Andy Reid, and I don't think you should have. Andy didn't deserve to be fired after one season. But what you sign up for now is more of the same. Now, look, he did go hire a new running back coach. He hired a new wide receiver coach. He brought back Bieniemy. So maybe there's signs that he will change it up. But if he does not, this is what we asked for, and we can't be mad about it. So is Jeremiah Love worth taking just at number 9, paying $31.5 million, and then letting him run the ball 10 times a game? Like, to me, that's a little wild. Also, again, Leopard don't change their spots. You've seen Clyde Edwards-Helaire kind of bite this franchise on the ass. Brett Veach took a lot of heat over that. Is he willing to do it again? Or now do you think maybe he looks better to, say, the number 29 pick now might come into play? Maybe they find a running back in the second round they like, and they're just like, screw it, we'll take him in the first. We'll get that 5th round option out of it. We'll take a running back at the end of the first. Or maybe they can take that 29 and trade it out of the first, get that early second. Now you got 2 early seconds. You can maybe pull somebody off. This also puts us in the mix for Omar Cooper Jr. yet again, because at number 9 we wasn't taking him, and he wasn't going to last to number 40, ladies and gents. But 29 puts Omar Cooper Jr. right back firmly in the wheelhouse of Kansas City, and we need to replace Rashee Rice. That's all there is to it. Rashee Rice is a liability at this point. You got to do something with him. I appreciate everybody watching on TikTok. Hit that like button for me. Appreciate you. Come on over to YouTube, All Chiefed Up on YouTube. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Click that little bell. And all you guys watching on YouTube, give me a like. I'm going to leave this one up. These are routinely designed to be members-only streams, but I'm going to leave this up because of Trent McDuffie being traded. I'm going to let everybody watch this one for a little while. And what I'm going to probably do is I may make a video tonight laying out the full trade, and I may take a shot. Now, look, this is a different video than what we would usually do if you watch All Chiefed Up. You already know how we do it. We're going to give you the news, or me and Steve's going to have a nice conversation about something. What I may do tonight is sit down, run down the Trent McDuffie trade, and then do a few mock draft scenarios of what the Chiefs could possibly do now. And I want to do one where we pick up the running back in the offseason, and one where we miss the running back in the offseason. Like, so say maybe we take a middle tier guy like an Algier or something. And then if we could get, if we get him to fall, Jeremiah Love, and what it would look like if we moved around. I may do a couple scenarios like that. I may not. People don't love draft content. It's going to be proven. So if I put it on there, we'll see it. But it's wild, man. It is a wild time right now. Mary says Sadiq would be there at won't be there at 29. I don't think he will either. I think Sadiq's firmly moved himself into mid to late teens, and maybe 20 to 25 at the absolute latest, 100%. But yes, guys, Trent McDuffie is gone. Yeah, it's wild. Julia says, I'm going to be burned down on mocks after a week. Dude, we've been mock drafting since what? Thanksgiving? Like, what's funny is everybody's like, dude, like as soon as we like got knocked out of the playoffs and everything, everybody was ready to talk about the draft. And that was funny because I was thinking, man, we've been doing this for 5 years, and every year at draft time between March and the end of April, March usually goes to a lot of free agency. But once you get to April, people start doing draft. And that content always flops. Chiefs fans will not watch draft content for nothing. There's a few select people that love it, but it does not, in general, hold very well. And I think that's true for most football fan bases. I think that they don't have time to learn everybody. They see so many different mock drafts, and they just see it as a shot in the dark. But I don't play it as I'm trying to always, tell you who we're picking. I see it as like it's a tool, as if you were Brett Veach. Like, what could he possibly be thinking here? Like, what's the options? So I love them. I've always grew up loving the draft, but Chiefs fans don't like it. But they were talking about it all the way back in October, November. So now they're definitely bummed out about it, dude. It's insane. Like, by the time, real mock draft season gets here in April, everybody be asleep, bro. Chrono says, I love the draft content. I do too. Melinda says she loves it. Yeah, a lot of people don't watch college football. Steve doesn't watch college football. I'll watch it. Every once in a while to watch certain players and to adjust draft boards and things like that. But that's why I do it. I try to be a teacher to the people that don't have time. So when you watch me and I tell you about Omar Cooper Jr. all the way back in early January, and now everybody's picking up on Omar Cooper Jr., it's like, look, I had this 2 months ago. Come subscribe to All Chiefed Up. I will tell you. I will lead you. You can be my young Padawan. I will lead you in the ways of the draft. But yeah, so this is the biggest question here. Just B says, with Trent getting moved, do you think they're going to pay Watson? I think that they could pay Watson now if he'll take a good deal. If they let him hit the open market, someone will overpay for Jalen Watson. Somebody will overpay for Jalen Watson. Wouldn't it be wild if the Rams went out and grabbed Jalen Watson? They just took the entire Chiefs secondary, huh? That'd be crazy. But yeah, Rick says, thanks for the draft content. Appreciate you, brother. I'm liking the receiver out of Alabama. I don't know why I can't remember his name. Hey, Moses, that's Jeremy Bernard, and I love Jeremy Bernard. I think he is he may have got himself into round 2 now, but I thought he was an early round 3 option. I thought he's a good, he's a mix for me. He's like a perfect combo of Rashee Rice and Juju because he can block really well. He's got really good hands. He only had like a 2% drop rate all through college. He's a very good route runner. He's pretty shifty. He can do all this stuff. So I really like Jeremy Bernard early 3rd. Now his combine was really good. He ended up running 4.4s. And a lot of people thought he's going to be a 4.5 guy like Rashee Rice. He ended up doing a 4.4. So he's a little quicker. He's a little faster. He may have got himself in round 2. But if not, Jeremy Bernard in round 3 is a very good option if you can't get Omar Cooper. I think those are the 2 guys that if you want to replace Rashee Rice, those are your 2 guys that can really do it. Now, I'm not saying there's not another guy out there that can do it. There's absolutely more guys out there that could probably do that role. But those are my 2 favorite as of now. Raving says, I hate the draft. Well, why do you hate the draft, though? Like, you got to love the draft. As a Chiefs fan growing up, we didn't win shit. We were horrible. We barely got to the playoffs. The draft was our Super Bowl every year. Like, how did you not love it? Like, as soon as the draft gives you that excitement. Like, you're always going to find somebody. You're always going to find Patrick Mahomes. That's what you're always looking for, is that Patrick Mahomes, that franchise changer. And the Chiefs actually got that 8 years ago. That is exciting. So that means at any time you can hit that again. And you don't have to pick number 1 to get it. You can hit that guy in the 4th or 5th round like the Rams did Puka Nacua. I love the draft. It is so fun. It's like playing the lottery. It's like playing a scratch-off ticket. You never know what you're going to get. But I love it. So, yeah. Let me see. JT Rockchalk says, if the rumors are accurate, it was the right move. Now use that money to sign Watson and Cook. The rumors are accurate. It's been reported by Adam Schefter. It's done. It is done. It's going to the league this afternoon. McDuffie for a first-round pick, number 29, a 5th and a 6th, and a 2027 third-round pick. And that third-round pick next year, I cannot tell you how important that one is. Taylor, what's up, Taylor? He says, Chiefs fans switch up on their players so fast. KC radio stations acting like McDuffie's trash. McDuffie is not trash. Look, anybody that's going to trash on McDuffie right now is just don't know ball. Look, McDuffie has struggled a little bit with taller wide receivers. I get that. He's a shorter guy, but McDuffie is a good football player. If you could hit on McDuffie again, like think about 29 right now. Let's say the Chiefs have number 29 and they just take another guy. Let's just say they just take, I'm just going to throw a random one out there. Let's take the Cisse out of South Carolina. Let's just say they take Brandon Cisse. Are you telling me you're going to argue if he comes out to look like Trent McDuffie? Like, you think he's got to be better? So he's got to be better than a top 3 to 4 corner in football? How do you even project that? So I think, yeah, there's a lot of sour grapes here on a lot of people, and a lot of people don't like McDuffie. I get it. It's fine, but it's nitpicking at this point. In my opinion, it's nitpicking. So I don't know. Okay, let me check. I'm just checking a few things here. Checking a little DM action. Who do we got here? Somebody's passing through. Okay. And they just sent me the same info I already knew. Appreciate you, by the way, Justin. The Cowboys exposed McDuffie. I don't know if they exposed him. I think McDuffie was dealing with a little bit of injuries here. How do you feel about the trade? I like the trade. I think at the end of it, look, McDuffie did get injured there at the end of the season, and the Chiefs showed that with Christian Fulton, whose ass couldn't even get on the football field for half the year, so he didn't even really know what he was doing. But with Fulton and a rookie Noah Williams, who never got enough playing time throughout the season, if he would have been playing early and often, he'd have been even better late in the year. So you had those two. You still had trash-ass Chamari Connor guarding the slot, giving up every catch in the world. So even with all that going on, we still looked pretty good on the back end. And let's add to it, we didn't even have a pass rush at all. We didn't have a single bit of pass rush this year. Like, George Karlaftis looked bad this year pass rushing. You couldn't get nothing out of Omenihu. Mike Dana was trash. They injured Omar Norman Lott because they tried to put 300 pounds on him and make him a run stuffer. Chris Jones was getting doubled and triple teamed. It was a disaster watching this pass rush. And we couldn't get home on the blitz because they knew we were going to have to blitz a lot to do it. But I thought we looked okay without Trent McDuffie. And that's not taking nothing away from Trent McDuffie. That's just saying that, hey, now maybe we can draft one. Maybe we can pick up another one in free agency for cheap. And you can fill this room out. Maybe you go the veteran route here for a little bit. You know, until you hit on a nice young one, maybe you go on the veteran route for a little bit. Maybe Jalen Watson gets re-signed. I would be fine bringing back Jalen Watson. Now, he does have a lot of injury history, and I think maybe with Trent McDuffie, they seen something there at the end of the year that maybe Brett Veach and company might think that could be a lingering issue going forward here. They did that. They did that with L'Jarius Sneed, if you guys remember, and it held true. Sneed was kind of trash, and he still had all those injuries, and it caught up. So maybe there's something to that, man. Maybe there's something to it. But I'm going to have to get off here. I'll probably be back on tonight. I'll either jump on tonight. We'll talk about it. We'll go through some mock draft stuff. We'll talk about it even more in depth. Or maybe I throw out a video. I don't know. But I'm glad I could be on here with you guys as this was going down because we got to talk ourselves through it right now. I think it's a really good one. We got to figure out what the Chiefs do now. Like, are you going to keep Drew Tranquil? Are you going to, like, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? You keep it Tranquil. You're going to get back Leo. You're going to get back Jalen Watson. Brian Cook now. There's a lot of different options we still got to make, man. But I appreciate you guys being here. And I'm going to leave this one up. I'm going to leave this one up so people can get on here and continue to talk and do things like that. But you guys have a good one. I'll be back tonight. Everybody on TikTok, appreciate you guys being here. You guys have a good one. Everybody on YouTube, appreciate you guys being here. Hit that like button for me. I'm going to leave this one up. If you missed any of it, you can go back and watch it. We talked about the McDuffie thing. It happened live. How crazy is that? But I'll catch you guys on the next one. Maybe back with a live later, maybe a video, who knows? But you know, all Chiefed Up's bringing the content. So you guys have a good one. We'll catch you next time. Go Chiefs.